Edwards in contact to sign Serie A star for over £50 million ahead of Barcelona. Liverpool to beat Manchester United in the race for £59 million, heir apparent to Mo Salah. Florian Wirtz made a phone call for transfer after Arne Slot kicked off Liverpool's turnaround. Hello, supporter of the greatest club in the world. Let's check out the latest news on the Reds. According to information from Calcio Mercato, published by Tutto Atalanta, Liverpool, represented by Edwards, has already initiated preliminary contacts for the signing of Ederson, Atalanta's midfielder, during this summer transfer window. The talented Brazilian player has yet to renew his contract with the Italian club and, according to sources, is showing no interest in extending his current deal. With this situation, Ederson is set to become a free agent next summer, opening up the possibility of a transfer with no significant costs for interested clubs. In addition to Liverpool, clubs such as Barcelona, Newcastle, and Manchester United are also closely monitoring the midfielder, according to the same report. For Newcastle coach Ruud van Nistelrooy and other interested parties, Ederson's arrival could represent a valuable strategic reinforcement in midfield. Despite Ryan Gravenberch's good performance throughout the season, there were moments when the young Dutchman saw a dip in form and needed to be rested to regain his level. In this context, a player with Ederson's characteristics would be an ideal addition. Ederson can keep up with Gravenberch's tempo even without the ball, and still has the ability to drive offensive plays, similar to Alexis McAllister's style. This versatility and technical quality would provide Van Nistelrooy, or any coach who signs him, with an extremely useful extra option to balance the midfield, alternating between control and creativity. South American football expert Tim Vickery once nicknamed Ederson strong, highlighting his presence and impact on the pitch. Currently valued at around £52 million by Atalanta, the Brazilian is a rising talent and promises to be one of the most closely watched names in the transfer market this year as he decides his contractual future. If Ederson chooses not to renew with Atalanta, his departure could be one of the highlights of the next window, shaking up the market and bringing an important piece to clubs seeking to reinforce their midfield with a young, dynamic, high-potential player. Liverpool is already thinking about the future and the inevitable replacement of one of its recent legends, Mohamed Salah. For that, the Reds have been eyeing a young prospect who has stood out in European football, Magnus Akliuche, a 23-year-old forward from AS Monaco. According to recent reports from Caught Offside, Liverpool has joined a list of major clubs closely following the French player. Premier League heavyweights like Manchester United, Manchester City, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Nottingham Forest have also shown significant interest in Akliuche, signaling a real race to secure his services. The forward's market value is estimated between £50.2 million and £58.6 million. And Monaco seems willing to negotiate, provided it receives an offer within that range. The same source highlights that Liverpool's interest is strong, and that the player himself might be quite tempted by the possibility of a move to Anfield, where he would seek a new challenge at a club with greater international prestige and one that competes for Premier League and Champions League titles. Interestingly, Monaco views a potential move to England favorably, considering that such a transfer would be less problematic than, for example, a transfer to Paris Saint-Germain, a club that, due to its power and presence in the French capital, has already expressed interest in the player. Akliuche, staying at PSG, could have a greater impact on the Principality club, which is why they might be more willing to sell him to an English team. This season, Akliuche has stood out with direct involvement in 15 goals for Monaco, whether scoring or assisting, underscoring his importance to the team and explaining the interest from major European clubs. This performance has even caused concern within Monaco about potentially losing him to PSG, which is looking to bolster its attack. Since the beginning of his career, Magnus Akliuche has played predominantly as a right winger, the same position Mohamed Salah occupies at Liverpool. This similarity further fuels speculation that Akliuche could be a natural long-term replacement for the Egyptian, especially due to his speed, skill, and offensive versatility. Akliuche made his debut with Monaco's B team in August 2020 at age 18 and debuted for the senior team in October 2021 in a League One match against Lyon under then-coach Niko Kovac. In subsequent seasons, he played in various offensive positions, though with sporadic appearances. It was only last season that he definitively established himself as a key figure in the squad. Among his main qualities are his ability to dribble past defenders with ease, his impressive passing vision that creates numerous opportunities for teammates, and his potential to be an efficient finisher. Although he still needs to improve his shot frequency to become a more constant threat in attack, all the ingredients for success are already present. For Liverpool, which seeks not only talent, but also growth potential and adaptation to the Premier League's intense style, Magnus Akliush emerges as a very attractive prospect. His signing could ensure a smooth transition in the club's attack, maintaining the high standards Salah set at Anfield. Liverpool is not just chasing one of Europe's most promising players. In targeting Florian Wirtz, the Anfield club is aiming for something deeper, a player with exceptional technical ability but also with maturity, respect, and character, rare qualities in athletes so young. This dimension of the German midfielder became clear recently through a simple yet symbolic gesture. According to German outlet Bild, Wirtz personally phoned Bayern Munich coach Vincent Kompany to explain his decision to prioritize a move to Liverpool. This act of respect and transparency reinforces the professionalism of the 22-year-old, revealing that he considers not just the destination of his career, but also how he handles relationships with interested clubs. Wirtz is set to become the most expensive signing in Premier League history, surpassing names like Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Declan Rice. Liverpool has already submitted an initial bid of £84 million, around $113 million, with performance-based bonuses. However, Bayer Leverkusen, aware of the soaring value of their star player after a historic season, is looking for something closer to £126 million, approximately $170 million. Despite Bayern's strong interest, having negotiated behind the scenes for months, the midfielder is said to have made it clear that his wish is to wear the Reds' shirt. According to sources close to the player, the atmosphere at Anfield, experienced during a Champions League clash between Leverkusen and Liverpool last November, had a powerful impact on Wirtz. The day after the match, Leverkusen was invited to train at Liverpool's state-of-the-art Melwood Training Centre, where the youngster was reportedly impressed by the club's top-tier facilities. Another factor that seems to have influenced his decision is the presence of coach Arne Slot. Although they have not worked together yet, Wirtz sees in Slot, a former midfielder, a profile similar to that of Xabi Alonso, the coach who developed him at Leverkusen and played a key role in his meteoric rise. Expectations are that Slot will be able to further enhance the German's talent, continuing his technical and tactical growth. Fenway Sports Group, Liverpool's ownership group, has already signaled its willingness to break the club's transfer record to secure Wirtz. The club's CEO, Michael Edwards, even traveled to the United States earlier this month to personally present the investment plan to the board of directors. The proposal was quickly approved, reflecting the club's confidence in the player's potential. And with good reason. Wirtz had a spectacular 2023 and 24 season. He was one of the pillars of Bayer Leverkusen's unbeaten, title-winning Bundesliga campaign, contributing an impressive 31 direct goal involvements in 45 matches. His vision, creativity, and finishing ability place him among the top young talents in world football today. If signed, Florian Wirtz will have the mission of justifying the largest investment in Liverpool's history, taking on the role of midfield creator and facing the pressures of the Premier League. With Leverkusen's asking price reaching £126 million, he could become the most expensive signing ever made by an English club. More than just a technical addition, Wirtz represents Liverpool's new era, one that bets on youth, talent, and character to rebuild its identity. If the deal goes through, he will be closely watched by the entire football world. Thank you very much for watching until the end. See you next time.